I was like, Mom, it's going to be called Hot Mess. She's like, you're never going to be successful with the word mess in the name of your business. And I was just like, ha ha.
I'm going to show you. Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Mom Boss Chronicles. We are your hosts. I am Jen.
I'm Sue.
And we are empowering and inspiring people through meaningful conversations. So make sure to like and subscribe to listen to great content weekly.
Welcome back to Mom Boss Chronicles. We have a special guest here today, Tara Pimco, Hot Mess Studio. She is the owner of Hot Mess Studio, Hot Mess Bridal, and Till Death Talent House. What else do you have cooking for all of us? My goodness.
Gosh. Well, my husband and I are both entrepreneurs, so he has a bunch of things too. And it's just like, it's like full
Your
chaos.
conversations must be fun.
It is. Yeah. It's fun, and it's a lot of like, I have this idea. Yeah. And then we open a bottle of wine and like
work it out.
Yeah, we work it out.
I love it.
I love that. Yeah. So it's a lot of that. We're both visionaries, which, can sometimes cause some friction, but I think, and it's something that I've been talking about recently, is just that having somebody that really understands you and gets you is such a huge thing.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're, a powerful woman.
Yeah, partnership is important.
Yes,
right. Like it's because no offense, men, but y'all get a little intimidated by strong women.
Yes.
And try to like knock them down. So, and we were just talking about how important it is to have the right partner in your corner when you are.
It makes all the difference.
It really does. It really does. And like Mike is my absolute soulmate.
Aww.
And I just like, I feel like our love story just like evolves over, and we're just about to have our 12th anniversary.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we were
still in
together,
love. Yeah.
For that. And like, I'm still in love. And like, I don't like him every day.
Of course.
But like, I'm madly in love with him.
Right.
Like, all the way through. So
I feel
so lucky and like super blessed.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. And wait, guys, real quick, we have other special guest here today.
Your little other love.
This is the baby.
This is Cheetah.
Hi, Cheetah.
She's my new rescue.
This is our first dog on the podcast.
Yes, I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
First, yes.
Cheetah, this is it.
I know.
You're the first star.
I hope the first of many to come.
Yeah.
I know. I wasn't sure. I was like, can I bring her? Like,
like 1,000% yes.
I'm her emotional support person.
I mean, she's small. Yeah. And you rescued her, which is amazing.
Yeah. So like when we travel, I wear the red vest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
That's so funny. So for any of our listeners who might not know Hot Mess Studios, tell us how you started the salon.
Yes.
Like where?
Take us to the beginning.
Start from the beginning.
The origin story. Hot Mess. Okay. Well.
Were you always into like hair and cosmetology?
Yeah. Like all my Barbies had haircuts.
Oh my God, I love this. So you were younger, like
my dad, like in the attic, like the box of Barbies from like when I was a kid. They're all like
the weird Barbie.
They're all the weird Barbie because none of them have hair.
Oh, that's so funny.
Not that like not having hair is weird.
Yes, but I mean, but you were experimenting on different styles, which is so cool.
I was really into like always into weddings and always into haircuts, and I think like it was just something that I always wanted. And my mom was like this powerhouse. And she had me really young. And so it was this like constant, which I didn't understand or appreciate until I got older and sort of like hit the age where she was. And I was also writing with Jen, and sort of through writing, sort of had this like epiphany of like, oh my God, like I might be a wounded child, but like maybe she's a wounded adult.
Oh yeah,
and
like getting her perspective.
Like, and like she had me when she was 21, so kind of like her childhood.
She grew up.
Yeah. And I have a 23-year-old
As
daughter.
an adult now, and you look back at that age, you're like, oh my God, you're
she was still
kind of
learning.
Weird because there were so many things that I was upset about as a kid, and like rightfully so, but like when you look back on it and you like I look at some of the girls that work for me that are that age, or I look at my own daughter and I think like I can't even imagine her having a kid. Like how did I do it? How did my mom do it? So it's just this sort of like evolution of like learning and kind of like working
giving
through
grace,
lots of therapy and like working through all the things. But she was kind of like she was a music executive.
Oh wow.
In Manhattan, like
so
vice
important
president
job.
of finance.
Wow.
Yeah, like
so she
huge.
Working a lot,
and she wasn't around, which also made me like, why can't you just like eat cookies and like,
be
like,
home?
PTA
Yes,
meetings?
but she was working hard.
She was working really hard, and like a little selfish, but whatever. It is what it is, and like I've worked through all that in like 20 years of therapy, so we're in a good place. But my dad is like my super duper best friend, and like also like a great love of my life. But my mom had said to me sort of like early on, like, you're not going to be some hairdresser from New Jersey.
Wow. She didn't want to foster that. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, no, you're going to like go to college and get a degree and like work in, some big thing and do, something.
Get a corporate job.
Yeah. And like, you know what? I kind of saw, and I don't know that I knew it in that moment, but like, again, over time, like, I don't know that she was ever really happy. Like, I'm sure there were parts of like what she was doing, but I think a lot of it was like she was trying to please my grandparents and like
she
what
thought she had to do.
Right. Like what was important to them and like what was happening in the 80s and like 90s for women. You know, it's like a completely different beast now.
Yeah.
So she was never really fully supportive of that.
I get it. Like as a parent, like my mom, Sue and I do real estate, so it's a different traditional job.
Yeah.
My mom's like, why can't you get a job with a 401k and benefits? I think that sometimes parents are afraid you're going to fail. So they try to pigeonhole you in what they think is a safer bet, even if that suppresses happiness.
Yeah.
And it's not obviously always the best answer, but yeah.
I think people used to ask me, and like my girls are 13 years apart, right? So it's almost like having two only children. And people used to ask me, like, do you want, Sophia's my oldest, do you want Sophia to, like, get into hair and makeup? And I'd be like, no way, absolutely not. Like the hustle, like, it's such a hard job, right? And it's like, unless you're really, like, it's part of who you are, like, it's part of who I am.
Yes.
Unless, like, you feel that, like, in your soul, it's really hard. And there's a lot of, like, challenges. And especially with being a salon owner, too, there's a lot of challenges. But it's funny because, like, somebody asked me about Coco, who's my little one, like, same question. And I'm kind of like, I just, like, whatever makes her happy. And now it's like, if Sophia wanted to do that, too, it's kind of like whatever makes her happy, too. And
of course.
She just graduated college. I know I'm, like, kind of, like, on all different tangents here, but she just graduated college. And because this is a big conversation in our house, and sort of, like, with the people around us, she graduated from the University of Alabama in May.
Oh, hey. That's where my nephew goes.
Really? Roll
So
Tide.
cool.
And she loved it. And she was like in a sorority and did philanthropy.
Totally different experience.
And it's like
from the South.
football
Yes,
game.
yes.
It's so incredible. And I'm so glad that she had the experience and that we could give that to her. But she graduated and everybody's like, okay, what are you going to do with your life? Like, are you getting a job?
Now
like,
what?
have you gone on interviews?
Yeah.
And my husband and I were both very like, if you want to take this time and travel and sort of like figure it out,
like take a beat.
You have the rest of your life to like have a job and have responsibilities
and hustle hard. That's an amazing advice.
So she's been like living at her grandparents' house in Portugal. She applied for her European citizenship. Like,
oh my God.
She's been to a million different. We went to Ibiza for like.
Wait, I think I saw this on your Instagram.
I love it.
Like we love house music, and so like she was like, I want to go see Marco Carolla.
Yes.
At
Wait,
Pasha.
I love Marco Carolla.
So we saw Marco at Pasha.
Was it amazing?
Yes, it was like nothing I've ever done.
I don't have a daughter. Can I
whole yes, come with us. Like we should do like a mother-daughter,
like
all girl Mom Boss retreat.
I would
in
love
Ibiza.
that. Yes.
And then she got really into this DJ duo out of Amsterdam called Another, and they like started this movement called No Art, and she's seen them in a couple different places, and they just happened to also be in Ibiza like that same closing weekend this past summer. So we got tickets to that, and it was just like incredible.
Yeah.
Like it was, I had her when I was so young, so it was like I was forced into growing up and like doing all these things, and now like she's the same age that I was, and now we're doing all the things together.
Yeah.
You're living in the moment, which is
like,
so beautiful.
Aren't I 23 too?
Yeah.
Like,
in your mind, you're like, I'm still 23.
We are.
like, how are you 23 and I'm 23?
Yeah, I do that too.
So crazy.
Just forever 21, forever.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, but we danced all night and like rolled out of the club with sunglasses.
Such an
on 'cause
amazing
the
mom.
sun
That
was
is so
coming
fun.
up. And yeah, we went to Barcelona. I mean, I was transitioning out of my Asbury location when she was studying abroad, so I didn't get to go see her in Barcelona. And so it was kind of like, let's go. Let's like go show me where you lived, show me all the things. Like we went to see all the Gaudi art and the Sagrada Familia. And it
Barcelona is
was
one of my favorite cities. Yeah.
It was incredible. It's one of my favorite cities now too. And we did Majorca for her birthday.
Oh my God, this sounds epic.
Yeah, it was a really epic trip, and we just had like the best time. So that was awesome. But yeah, like she's at this place where like enjoy yourself. She also bartends at DJ's in the summer.
How fun.
So
What a great life. Yeah.
$1 million.
$1 million last summer. So it kind of afforded her the luxury of being able to figure it out. She's leaving for Nicaragua on Saturday for a yoga retreat.
I want to be her.
She's so cool. Everybody wants to be her. And I said this the other day. I was like, the life of Riley is out. The life of Sophia is like what you say now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's not going to have regrets, right? So,
Yes.
like, let's say, 5 years from now, she has a family or whatever. Like, she has experienced
She has this time.
the
So
world.
yes, so she
and
can
to
then
figure
plant
out,
roots.
Like,
Yeah.
I think we all don't do our kids I think we do kids a disservice of being like, well, 18, you have to figure out
I know,
what you're gonna do
check
for
the
rest
box.
of your life.
What's the box you
Even
want?
21, 22, 23, like, we don't know. Like, go think about things. I don't know, be exposed
I know.
to
Yeah.
the world.
We're always evolving, right?
Right.
We're still evolving.
I feel like some of her friends are like working these like kind of cruddy corporate
Mundane.
jobs.
Yes.
and
Yes.
just because they
they're
felt the
like,
pressure to take it.
Right.
They're like, yeah, I can't go to Ibiza with you next
Right.
weekend, or I can't go
Yeah.
on that yoga trip. And she's just like, that
Bye. Yeah.
sucks. Bye. And she's going by herself,
Yeah.
which I think is so
Brave.
brave and just like cool and
Yeah.
like open-minded and adventurous. And so,
You did good. She's
toot
going
my own
after her
horn a little
dreams.
bit.
You did good.
And the little one is totally different because I was a completely different mom
You're a different
Yes.
in that
Yep.
time than I am in this time.
You were more established in life, right? When you had your second. Yeah.
yeah, definitely
So was it-
married. And
Yeah.
not like a happy accident.
Yeah. So I guess going back, so how did you were young, and then how did you decide your trajectory of where you are now?
Okay, so my mom was like, "You're not going to be a hairdresser from New Jersey."
And you're like, immediately enrolls in cosmetology school.
I think of that show that came out. Remember with the hair salon in North Jersey? It was like
They filmed at Hot Mess.
Oh, did they?
Jersey-licious,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh
They
my
did like 2
gosh.
episodes at
yes,
Hot Mess.
that's so your mom didn't want you to do that, but you did it.
Yeah, all the things.
Yeah.
But she is really proud of me now. Like, just
Aw,
to say that. Like, she was also like, I was like, Mom, it's going to be called Hot Mess. She's like, you're never going to be successful with the word mess in the name of your business. And I was just like, ha ha.
I'm going to show you.
Son.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like everything's a journey, right? But I ran off for like a year and I lived in Puerto Rico with my surfer boyfriend. And
cool.
then was like broke and was like, maybe I could do haircuts. Like my Barbies have great haircuts. And so like all the surfers were just these like long, like shaggy.
Yes.
And he needed a haircut. And so like I think we went to Walmart or something and I got like a kit of like clippers and scissors and a comb and like I didn't know what I was doing.
I love
but
it.
like the guys would come over and like get haircuts and like $5 and like I had, rum punch money.
Right, exactly.
It was awesome.
It was a win. Yeah.
I just was like, you know what? And I think like maybe I think I just realized it just now. Like that time really made me realize what like I loved and what I was passionate about.
Yep.
So like I'm glad that
So
my
see, it was
kids are-
exposed to you as you were out exploring the world.
Then you're like,
Right.
this is it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I came back and I got a waitressing job, and that was like right before that summer. I think that was like 1999, and then that September I enrolled in beauty school at like vocational, and I think I told my dad, it was like, I just want to do this so that I can like work while I'm going to college, and he was like, okay, that sounds like a good plan, and then like just didn't go to college. Then I mean I've gone like and I've taken a bunch of classes since, but it's not like
Something you need.
it's I never felt like it was like something that important. I love learning and I think I'm a lifelong learner. And there's always like even this last year I've like learned so much about like sort of where till death came into the picture. But let's see. So I went to beauty school. I went to this class at a salon in Red Bank, and it was this guy teaching dry hair cutting. And he was like, I need a model. And the guy that I was working for was like this horrible person. He was so mean. And he was like, you're going to get your hair cut. And I was like, just like thrown in from beauty school. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And he was like, if you don't get your hair cut, you're fired. And I was like, so I like got my haircut. And like, thank God I did because A, it was the best haircut I ever had.
okay.
And
It worked
B,
out.
I connected with the educator. And after the class, he was like, your aura is like on fire. And you have just this like energy about you that's just like magnetic.
That's so
And
cool.
I was wondering if you'd want to like come to the workshop and learn dry hair cutting and be on our like educational team.
Cool.
And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but yes.
I'm down. Yeah.
So I did, and I trained with him, and I started going on tour, like hair shows, and assisting him. And then, like within the year, I was his stage partner, and so I was the youngest national educator and platform artist like, in the country. That at that time I was like 21.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and So it was the John Sahag workshop. So John Sahag had a salon on Madison Avenue and like tons of celebrities. And it was just like
So you're young with all this opportunity.
yeah,
It was
it was
amazing.
such a cool experience. And then Sophia came along.
Aw.
And so that sort of changed things.
Yeah.
And then I just like I had her and I decided to kind of like be home and, you know, be with my family and, you know.
Because you were commuting to the city or?
Yeah, and I was traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And so it just wasn't really like the
Fitting in
right
your plan anymore.
thing.
Yeah.
So that guy that I was going to fire me if I didn't get a haircut didn't work out. And then the salon where the class was actually was the salon I wound up working in, which was in the Galleria building in Red Bank. And it was called Visage. And the owners were just like absolutely amazing. And they both passed now, and the salon's not there anymore, but it was just like such a cool place. And like everybody was friends and everyone got along. And I was like, if I ever have a salon, I want it to be just like
absolutely.
this.
It was a good vibe. Yeah.
It was just like all good vibes all the time. And it just like, it felt like home. You
Yeah.
know? It was like a really, like, it was a safe space and it was great. So I worked there for a bunch and loved it and took some classes at Brookdale, wound up opening a salon, didn't know what the heck I was doing.
But you felt it in your heart. You're like, I want to open something.
Yeah, I did. And
Yeah.
I had like a little space, which so like ironic, but it was kind of like it was in an office building and it wasn't really supposed to be a salon, but like I made it a salon.
Yeah.
And it was just like how we have salon suites now.
Yes,
Like it was
but
exactly
before that was a
it
thing.
was exactly like that.
yeah.
And like if I had caught on to that sooner,
know.
like, you know.
But you wanted to do that. But you wanted to make it
But
work
I
on your own.
wanted
Yeah.
I wanted my own thing. And,
Yeah.
and you know, being a mom, I wanted to like be able to just kind of like come and go as I
Yeah.
please,
Be available
like,
for
be
your
available
child.
for my daughter.
Yeah.
Pick your
Not-
schedule.
Not
Yeah.
have to worry about it, which I think is such a beautiful thing about these like independent spaces. Not great for giant salon owners.
Yeah.
But, you know, everybody has to like roll with the changes and,
Yes.
and adapt, right? Otherwise we're just dead in the water.
Yeah.
So I did that. And then I was dating a guy and he like loved all my crazy ideas. And he was like, well, if you want to do something, like I'll invest in it. And he's like,
wow.
and I'll help you with the business end of stuff. And so I was like, I have this idea to start a makeup line.
Wow.
Like almost like a Mary Kay or like something like that, but really rock and roll. Like I felt like it was the
Loud.
lady,
Like
from-
edgy, something like
yeah, like it was the lady from Edward Scissorhands, like
yeah.
going around with her kid,
Yeah.
you know, like. But I wanted it to be cool, and I wanted it to really be a platform for like college girls or young women or moms to be able to go and do these like parties and have a business of their own and make money and
have fun.
right?
Yeah, 'cause that sounds like fun.
And make
Yeah.
people feel great
Feel
about
pretty
themselves.
and-
feel
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So Hot Mess Makeup was born.
That's so cool.
And then we wound up breaking up for that's a podcast. That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
But we wound up splitting up, and I was completely heartbroken and like really thought. He was a single dad. Like I thought we were like going to get
Your
married,
future,
and,
right?
like,
You're, like,
have
we're
kids,
solidified.
and, like
Yes.
we're gonna have like this business together, and like all the things
so
that I ever
shattering.
like wanted,
Yes.
and it like fell apart. And I was really just not in a good place. I basically got in bed for like 6 months.
I know what you mean. You took the time to grieve.
I did, and I like got up to like see clients here and there and take care of Sophia. And I was living with my dad, so he was great. And he's always like I said, he's like my bestie. And
But it was a setback. Yeah.
it was definitely a setback. So at that time, Netflix was on
the disc.
the disc.
Oh my gosh,
right?
the DVDs
and
that
you
come,
would like
yes.
put whatever you wanted in your queue.
Yeah. I remember that. And get mailed.
And then they would come and
Yeah.
you'd like watch them and then you'd send them back.
Yes.
So I started watching Sex and the City
Oh,
from season 1, episode 1, and all the way through until Big and Carrie were in Paris.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, it brought me back to life.
Aw.
And I know like a lot of people are kind of like down on Sex and the City right
Yeah.
now, but like also,
so fun.
I don't really care.
Yeah.
doesn't-
I
it
feel
doesn't
like
Like
matter
I've
what-
never
how-
really cared about what other people
I
thought.
think the new
It
ones
matters
are
how
not
it affect-
fun.
right.
Yeah, but the old ones are classic
But
and
you know
amazing.
what?
Yeah.
I even like the newer ones, and it took me a minute because I was so heartbroken that like spoiler alert. So if you don't know what happened, don't like listen to me right now. But like they killed Big off,
Yeah, I
and like
hated
I
that.
understand why
Yeah.
they needed to.
Yep.
But like in the real life, like I understand why they needed to. But like from the characters, like I was so crushed. I was like,
Yeah.
I cannot get on board with a show where like Big
Yes.
and Carrie
He's
are
not
not
that
together.
great. Yeah.
So
But I love that Sex and the City brought you back.
But anyway, last episode, before the movies, and just like that,
Yeah.
I like closed my laptop and I was like, you know what? Living well is the best revenge. And I got up
Yeah.
and I made a phone call, and I actually called my friend Ernesto Caleri, who's previously, I don't know if he still does because I'm just like not in tune with it, but he was a writer for the Tri-City News and he lives in Asbury.
Oh, wow.
And like photographer, producer, like just like incredible creative, like Renaissance man. And so I called him up because I knew he was living in Asbury and sort of like connected. And this was like 2009, like
as Asbury starting.
2009,
Yes.
like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was like you didn't go down there after dark. It was still really scary.
There's like one little strip.
There was like 5 little
Yeah.
businesses.
Yes.
Like there was a bookstore
And brick wall.
Like,
Yeah.
brick wall was there.
Yeah.
And like market in the middle. And
Yeah.
so I called him and I was like, I heard that there's these really cool artist live work spaces where you could live there and then also like have a business. Do you know anybody that has them or do you know of any that are available? And he's like, well, I don't know anything about that. He's like, but I have a friend that I can introduce you to. And I'm sure he knows because he's like all over real estate and development in Asbury. I was like, awesome. Meet me at the coffee shop on Cookman. So I go down, I meet him at the coffee shop, and I meet Pat Scavino, who started Genesis Realty and like very big in the whole Asbury Park movement. And
That's awesome.
Just like, he's also like an incredible artist and just like all these like incredible people that I've like met along the way. So the 3 of us sit down, I tell him like, I have this makeup line, I want to do bridal, I want to, be able to like hang out and like live in my space and then also like on the weekends when Sophia was with her dad and have like be able to set up like a little like bridal studio. And he was like, well, I do have those, but I don't have any available right now. He's like, I have a partner, let me call him. So Pat Fasano comes down. Pat Fasano is like a big developer in Asbury and he has like most of Cookman Avenue and like a ton of other stuff in Asbury. He comes down and he's like, this kind of brash, like, what the fuck do you want? Can I say?
Of course,
Okay.
yes.
He's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, he's like, well, I don't have that. And he's like, I have something right down the street. Let me take you to look at it. So we walk down the street and he shows me this little space right on Cookman Avenue. And I had the salon before and it like I didn't know what I was doing and I didn't really want to get into that. And I really just wanted something small and manageable. And he's like, well, the rent's $850 a month. So if you want
Not
it,
wild.
If you want it, I was like, oh, that seems expensive.
I know. So at the time, was that like scary? That was a scary number, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And just for perspective, when I moved out of Asbury 2 years ago, my rent was $16,000.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know the numbers that well,
Yeah.
but that's a big percentage difference.
Listen,
Yeah.
the spaces, like I had the biggest space on
Yes.
Cookman Avenue.
Yeah.
It was 6,000 square feet.
Yeah.
It
But that
was
crazy?
massive.
Yeah.
But
850 sounded, I know, especially if you're starting,
850,
sounded.
right. Single mom, like
What am I
was just
committing
laying
to?
in bed for the last 6 months watching Sex in the City. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah. It's like, do I want to commit to this? But something told you yes?
No. I said no. I was
You
like,
said
I
no.
don't want this. So I went back to work on Tuesday at the salon in Red Bank. And
Because that felt safe, right?
I felt safe, and that's where I was working. And so I was like, I had actually, it was a girlfriend of mine that was like, I really need my color done, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, come in on Tuesday morning. I'll see you at 10 o'clock. So I met her there at 10 o'clock. I think it was like 10:30. All these like, there was like a side entrance in from like the hallway of the Galleria and like the main entrance. And like all these like people in suits came walking in and everybody was kind of like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And this woman like stood in the middle and she's like, I'm sorry to do this to everyone. We're going to let everyone finish what they're doing and then we're locking the doors. We're the IRS and
This is getting closed down. Oh my God.
we're closing the business down.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
like, now what?
and everybody's scrambling and like people are trying to like get their clients out of the computer and like they're gonna take the computers.
They're like,
and,
I can't come in tomorrow. Like this is like, yeah.
It was like the most like crazy,
That's surreal.
panicked,
Yeah.
like scary, like and everybody. It was. I just kind of felt like I saw everything in slow motion happening, and my girlfriend Kim was like, what is going on? I'm like, I don't know. And then like a light bulb went off that I had seen this space like 3 days earlier. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's the universe just telling me like this is
That's a very stark, very apparent sign. It was
scary and
IRS
like whatever, but
literally
yeah.
came and
We're like,
shut
I hope
it
that's
down.
still available.
Yeah. So that's so I called Pat and I was like, hey, it's Tara Weldon, and he's like, yeah.
What do you want? Yeah.
What do you want? And I'm like, so you showed me? He's like, yeah, I remember you. And I was like, well, I just wanted to see if it was still available. And he was like, yeah, it's available. It's Asbury.
I love it.
I was like, he's like, everything's available. And I was like, okay, well, I think I would like to have it. And he was like, all right, well, come by on Friday. I'll give you the keys.
Wow.
And I was like,
I'm doing it.
No credit check?
Yeah.
no.
Right.
I was like, well, do I bring you a security deposit? He's like, yeah, a month and a half. And I was like, do I get a lease? He's like, you want a lease? I'll give you a lease. I'm
love
oh
it.
my God.
But it was like,
okay. So I went and I like picked up the keys and I like went inside and I like sat on the floor and I was like, what the fuck did I just do?
yeah, what did I commit to?
But I was like, you know what? There's no plan B.
I love it.
There's
You had it in
only
your heart.
Plan A.
Yeah.
And like, that's it. Like, we're doing this.
I'll
and,
figure
like,
it out.
I'll figure it out. And simultaneously, I was also working for Patty Springsteen. So
wow.
I did her hair
Awesome.
for like 10 years.
How amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really, really cool.
Fun experience.
Fun time in my life.
Yeah.
And
Was she nice?
she was really nice to me, but I was doing her hair. Like,
Yeah.
you don't want to be mean to your hairdresser.
Yeah, true.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, other people have other stories.
Yeah.
But like, also, I feel like women just get like she's like running the household. She's got like this crazy like rock star husband. She's like running.
I'm sure
the tour.
charities,
She's
yeah.
3 kids, charities, like all the things.
Yeah.
And like, women get like shit on for being assertive and
Yeah.
like, being strong women. And so I never had that experience
That's
with her.
awesome.
Like
Yeah.
I always just had like
You might also not be intimidated by a strong woman.
I mean, I was a kid when I went there. Like,
Yeah.
I think I was pregnant with Sophia. I had met her assistant at the salon in Red Bank, and just like kind of coincidentally, I was like, yeah, if you ever need me to come to the house, I used to work for John Sahag, and I guess Patty and Bruce used to get their hair cut up at John Sahag. So like, that
They're like, have her
connection.
come. Yeah.
Yeah. So like 2 days later, she called me, and I was like,
Oh my God.
Like on Bruce's house. Yeah.
and I went and I had on like jeans and a white tank top, and like I think I had like a red bandana tied in my hair, and I went to see my cousin after, who's like my big sister, and she like looked me up and down. She's like, would you go like with the Born in the USA look for your first visit? I was like, holy shit. I was like, oh my God, do they think I'm so corny right now? Like, I can't even believe that like I went there in the Born in the USA outfit.
I love that.
But I don't know, maybe it's sealed a deal because
Yeah.
I was there with her for 10 years.
That's amazing.
And so I was like, all right, well, I've got this little like income hit with Patty that's like security. It wasn't like a contract or like going on tour or anything. I mean, I had like a baby,
Yeah.
So I went to the house like 3 days a week and blew her hair out.
Oh,
which was,
wow.
like,
Yeah.
great.
So you're like, I have that.
So I had that, and I had like some clients from the Red Bank Salon, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. And I like called my girlfriends, and I was like, can you guys come help me paint this
Oh my gosh,
space?
yeah.
And like we threw it together, and like in a month I had this salon.
That's awesome.
wild.
It was nuts. It was like the city was like, well, there's service businesses aren't allowed on Cookman, but like at one point it was a salon, and so like.
And you have to figure out all the
there were a
details.
lot of things. There were a lot of details
I know.
to figure out, but like I was really lucky.
But you worked
and
through it
the
one by
universe,
one,
like,
right?
all
Yeah.
kinda, like came together, and like all the people, and like it just felt like a harmonic convergence.
I know. Because some people get, I think, so afraid to even take the first step because they're like, I have to have all my ducks in a row. You'll never have all your ducks in a row because if you do, you're never going to take the first step. Like,
I think one thing that it's funny because like I feel like the older I get, the less fearless I am about things, and I think it's just like you're getting older, like, and you have kids and a house, and like there's
more
more, and like there's more
on
things
the line. Yeah.
there's more things on the line, and less time to recover if
Yes.
you do fall, right? And so I don't remember what my point was on that, but I think like something that I've picked up along the way this year is that it doesn't matter if it's ready, if you're prepared. Like, I wasn't ready to have a baby, but like, look, she grew up just fine. And
Amazing.
we're good,
Yes.
and she's super cool.
Yeah.
Like, we're clubbing in Ibiza together.
Yes.
And like, she has a degree, and like, she's, she doesn't know what she wants to do, but like,
she'll figure it out.
she'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I think like, don't worry about having everything like together.
I will
and
say it is a
perfect.
common theme for our guests on here is a lot of times they just like went for it without everything
'Cause something
being
told them to.
completely ironed
Yes.
out, and the universe delivered. My mom
Yeah.
always used to
I got
say,
an email at 11:11.
you jump and the net
Right.
appears.
Yes.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
You build your wings,
Sometimes,
yes.
not all
Yeah.
the time.
Well, you-
Sometimes
you
you,
fail
jump in-
forward.
sometimes you jump in like you fall on your face.
Yes.
But you know what?
But then
Like,
you learn.
You got to learn. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. What's the worst that can happen? You learn and you pivot. Yeah.
Oh, I am a good pivoter.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, so then you did this and you've had to pivot along the way to expand, to grow to where you are.
Yeah.
Because from there, more great
Yeah.
success came, which is amazing.
Well, so I opened Hot Mess in like early 2009, and it like Asbury was just like so like sleepy. But
Were you
like,
one of the
so
first
cool.
salons in Asbury at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And the name Hot Mess, like, that's a catchy name.
It's very
Thanks.
Asbury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not traditional. It's unique and like
yeah.
Yeah. I just feel like like most women can identify with that. Like it was
We all feel
suggested
like
as
a
kind of
fucking
a
hot
dig. Like, you're a hot mess. Why don't you call it Hot Mess? And it was just kind of like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, shit, that's a really good name.
I'm a cool hot mess. Yeah.
I'm not a regular mom.
Yeah. Oh, cool mom. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like so many women are just like, I'm a hot mess, or
Yeah.
life is complicated.
Yeah.
And it's,
Yeah.
It's messy and it's hard. But like, you know what, if you can just go to a place where like you feel like yourself, or you can feel beautiful, or you can be around people that just make you feel good, and it's always been something that's really important to me. It's like when people walk in, it's intimidating to be a woman and to walk into a space with like
Totally.
a bunch of other women, like no matter how confident you are and how put together you are, and like to walk in and like for everyone to turn around and be like, hey, hi,
Yeah.
can we get you something?
Yeah.
And like that's really just like so important.
It's
to
like
me
almost
because
like letting out a sigh of relief. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never want anybody to feel uncomfortable in my space. Like we're all a mess, right?
Yes.
Let's just be hot together.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
I love that.
So that was sort of like the whole thing. So 2009, like I met Russell at Watermark. We became really good friends. I started hosting a Kentucky Derby charity event there that year. Well, the first year wasn't a charity event. The second year we brought in the charity component, and so we raised money to help race horses. It's called Second Call.
I love that.
And so it's kind of like the SPCA for horses.
Oh,
so like
wow.
after their career has ended racing,
Yeah.
which my dad worked at Monmouth Park my whole life, so that was sort of where that tie-in
Yeah.
came. But they, a lot of times they're put down. So this Second Call, like, rescues them, like brings them in, finds
Beautiful.
homes for
Yeah.
them, like sort of like decompresses them from racing because
Yeah.
it's like such
Yeah,
like
well,
a
they were
high,
trauma and, yeah.
strong.
Well, it's probably
like,
they were just bred for that, and they don't know
Right.
like what life is like
to just like go out and
mosey.
like wander and like
Yeah.
eat grass and like go on horseback rides
Yeah.
and those
Yeah.
things. So that's what they do, and they get them ready, and like then people come in and adopt them.
That's
and,
cool.
and continue to work with them, and
love
it's just
that.
like a really special thing. So we do that every year. Kentucky Derby at Watermark.
Oh, that's all. You're still doing it?
We still do it.
Oh my gosh, I have to
I
go.
like some-
17
do you have
years
to
or
Jon
something.
Stewart?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he they have like a sanctuary for
Yeah,
horses and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
right in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, and the Springsteens are also like with the horses
Yes.
because their daughter's an
Oh, that's right. She's an
Yeah.
equestrian,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Olympic team at one point, and and they're friends with John. So
Okay, well, we want an invite.
Yes.
you are invited.
Thank you.
Please come
That
and
sounds
we should-
amazing.
We should podcast. Right?
Yes.
How
Yeah,
That would be
Can
so
we
fun.
come podcast?
Yeah.
We bring all
You
this
can make
stuff
it work.
up.
We'll
Yeah,
see where
it'll
there's
be
a
fun.
there's a way. We'll figure it out.
The horses are at the starting line.
That'd be so much fun.
So the first year that we had that, Russell invited all the investors to come, and that was when my husband Mike saw me for the first time, and I was there with another guy, younger, fun.
You brought
guy.
sand to the beach? Why? No, I'm kidding.
We were already at the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came in and he was with his friend Pete, and Pete was like, dude, who's that girl? And Mike said, I took one look at you and I told Pete that you were the girl I was going to marry.
Oh my gosh. Oh, cool. His heart knew.
He's probably like, oh my God, I can't believe you're telling this story.
Love that.
But
Is he an entrepreneur too?
my husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's so we have a clothing store on the boardwalk in Asbury. He was
Awesome.
actually the first lease on the boardwalk.
Wow.
It was one of the first leases downtown.
So he took a leap.
Yeah, he took a big leap. So we have a Style Rocket. He's a partner in the Asbury Park Brewery.
Oh,
Cool.
that's awesome. Love that spot.
Yeah.
Great. We were there a couple weeks ago. They had like fun live band. Great location. I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a really cool love for him. Watermark. And
Oh, he's part of Watermark?
yeah, so that was
Love
him,
the
'cause
water-
He was one of the investors. and so,
Watermark is such an.
I love Watermark.
I mean, if anybody ever gets a chance to come to Asbury, if you're not from this area, go to the Watermark. It's really
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Drinks are
Yeah.
fantastic.
View is
View.
epic. Oh,
Yeah.
gorgeous view.
Food's good. Everything's great.
The
Yeah.
vibe, decoration, decor, they did great.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah.
Russell is a true artist and just like an incredible human being and like just a great love of my life.
Aww. And what year was that you guys met?
We met in 2009.
Wow.
And then we got married in 14, and actually we had a very private legal ceremony on Valentine's Day at Watermark, and Russell married us.
Amazing.
And
Like super intimate, small. Like
yeah, because we were getting married in Mexico,
Oh.
and when you get married in Mexico, you have to like go there like 2 weeks before.
Blood work, I know.
blood work, the whole
Yes.
thing. So we were like, let's just
I
do
got
a
married in
legal-
Mexico. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Let's
Yes.
do a legal thing.
And then
New Jersey.
celebrate.
And then we'll have like a massive, so we had like 105 people
I
come
love
to Mexico.
fun.
Cool.
We did like
Holy
an
moly.
ancient Mayan eco park. We had a shaman,
Oh my
offerings to the gods and
gosh.
goddesses. It was like crazy. It was bananas
I
this
love
whole weekend.
that.
Yeah, it was
so cool.
It was just extraordinary.
I love how you do things large. You're like, we're going to go. We're going to go. Yeah.
There's nothing. We invited 300 people, so they say like 30% will come. So that was it. 30% came.
That's amazing.
It was really great. So, yeah, so we met, and I was not interested because I had gone through this breakup, and I was working on myself. Yeah, it was just like, I'm working on me. I'm working on my business. I'm like taking care of Sophia. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
No time for love.
Yeah. I'm not, like I'm hanging out with this young hot guy, but like, don't come at me. So he just kept driving by the store blasting music and like showing up at like places that I was hanging out with, and he was just like
trying to get your attention.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna get this girl.
Yeah,
but not in like a creepy. I mean, maybe like slightly creepy,
but not cool. The chase is kind of fun.
Yeah,
like he wanted.
There's a definitive difference between creepy and then like showing someone
interest
that you're like, no, I'm
I like you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so then Russell had come in for a haircut, and I was like, who is this Mike Pimco guy? And he's like, he's the guy you should marry. And I was like, what?
Like, why him?
He's like, no, he's a really good guy. He comes from like a great family, and like his friends are amazing, and like great business guy. And he's like, you would definitely. I was like, well, maybe I'll go out for drinks with him, but like marriage is like, let's not get
like maybe
crazy. So I went out, I met him for drinks, and we were at Watermark, and like this crazy storm rolled in, and he came in and he smelled like clean laundry and hair products. And he sat down and he touched my hand, and it was like electricity ran through my body, and I just knew.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say yes.
Yeah. So then we dated and dated and dated, and I was like, is this guy ever gonna like, I'm like,
hello.
What are we doing? So then we were at Watermark on New Year's Eve. It was like 2011 into 12, and or maybe 10 into 11. I can't never remember. And 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. And I turned around, and he was down on one knee proposing.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. And I was like, are you doing this right now?
Yeah. Like, okay.
In the middle of all these people?
That's awesome.
And and that's it.
That's awesome.
But so Hot Mess just like grew, and like
I mean, it was massive
so many things. Yeah. But like even in the beginning, like I've had setbacks, like I've had people leave and like open other places, and like it's
I remember seeing you talk there at a source symposium, and in the audience, I remember you saying, you're like, when I opened the business and it started to go well, you had your staff, right? Like, and you're like, I had to pivot, and like, all right, how do I do this again? Like, but you've rebuilt it and you redid it again. And
and I think for me is like everybody that comes to work for me, like, I don't know, like I just love them so much. Like I consider them like family. Yep. So like when they leave,
bonds.
Even like whether it's on good terms or bad terms, like it's still like excruciating.
It's like a bond being broken.
It's like being broken up with.
Yeah.
And I think it's triggering for me because I have abandonment issues from my mom and like just, previous like boyfriends or breakups or whatever, and and it's funny because like our mind goes to that and not to like, I have this support and I have this security and I have like all these good things. And so I think like at some point you kind of figure out that like it doesn't matter, and like
it'll work itself out.
Even like being in the big space and like COVID, and like there's always just something, there's always some like hurdle to get over. But like if you like you just gotta like keep going, keep moving forward. Like there was never a plan B, and so if you stare at the closed door too long, like you're gonna miss the one that's like open over here, right? And so the industry is changing, it's evolving, people are becoming more independent, they want that autonomy and the ability to have flexibility, have their families, and come and go as they please. And it's hard. It's hard being a business owner.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But you know what? Like it's a new dawn, and it's a new
learning curve, right? Like something that you have to learn and adjust to.
So I think like the big salons really aren't a thing anymore, which is kind of sad. But like it was a place to connect, and it was a place to come together. It's like people don't go out to like bars or clubs as much as they used to.
It was like social time.
It was social time, but now we have social media, and like we're seeing people like on the screen. So it's not the same, but like it does.
It was more face to face catching up. Like, oh, so how are the kids? And how's this going? Like you had to see each other face to face to catch up.
But now you're being like spoon fed. Like these are what my kids are doing. This is what they're eating. This is what they're wearing. Look at them like being so cute.
Yeah.
So like you don't need to really catch up with people because you see it all day, every day. And like, is it good? I don't know. Like, is it bad? I don't know. Like, I'm not here to judge like how like, people connect with other people. But it does change the dynamics of social settings and social situations. And as a business owner, like, I just had to figure out, like, how do you lean into what is happening and
Make it for the
it's like,
best for
we
you.
have the salon. I love doing hair and makeup. I love having my team that wants to be in that setting still. You know, they're amazing. And there's young artists that are coming up that want to absorb everything, and it's so beautiful. And there's people that want to go off and do their own thing. And we have bridal, which we're doing like 200 or so weddings a year.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, and
So is it like 2 a weekend away? Right.
I mean, sometimes it's like 8 a weekend.
Wow.
Depending, but like we had a big meeting on Tuesday night, and it was like 24 artists that are part of the Hot Mess Bridal team, which is like, I just like,
How cool.
I like started the meeting like, because like you look at all those faces, and I was just like, I'm so
Like, do you
grateful.
like you have to like pinch yourself, right?
No, like
oh my
I get
God.
goosebumps because it's just like, I'm just so grateful.
Yeah.
That you're
like,
all here.
that
Yeah.
they're all here and that they all want to do this. And like, I know like they're making money and like the business is successful and there's momentum, but like you don't just like show up for somebody that you don't like, especially as an artist and like doing, you know, in this industry. And so like to have all those people just there and like excited and like sharing their ideas and like bringing things to the table is just like so heartwarming for me.
Collective,
it's like, yeah. So this year has been like a real year of like learning and evolving for me, because like, okay, well, if the big salon isn't going to be a thing and people are moving more into these independent things, like what does that look like? What does that look
Because you
like?
did go from that $800 a month rent to a bigger space, right?
The first space was like, I don't know, 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And then like 4 chairs. And then moved into the big space on the corner in Asbury, 600.
Yeah.
And it was originally like 4,000 square feet. And then like during COVID, I was like, we need more space. We're out of room.
Yeah.
So then we took like another 2,000 square
Wow,
feet.
6,000.
Yeah, 6,000. So we had like a 800 square foot bridal suite, which pre-COVID, I would say that 80% of our weddings were in the salon.
Yeah.
They would come to you. Yes.
And then after COVID, so many of the venues had built bridal suites,
Yes.
like ready rooms. So like 80% of the weddings are now on location.
And you have to keep up with times. You're like, all right, I'm going to have to pivot. Well, go to you.
Yeah, like I think right now we have like close to 100 weddings booked for this year, and like we're booking into next year, and like we'll fill in, like I said, it'll probably be about 200 by the time the end of the year rolls around. But I think like right now we have like 3 that are booked.
I used you guys for my wedding.
The salon.
Yes.
Oh my
I don't remember what
gosh.
the girl's name was, but she came. I got married at the Asbury.
And she came to
Hotel,
you.
and She came to me.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, because now people are asking, and you've heard the request, and you go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it just, then the suites started happening and people started going, and
And you're like, I don't need all this space now.
a lot of them still work for me on bridal, which is great.
That's
like
amazing.
they're over there doing hair and makeup for themselves, and then we're booking them for bridal, which is great for Hot Mess. But yeah, it got to a point where it was like just like all this space, and like the building was falling apart, and it was
Older buildings in Asbury,
older
as
buildings
they
in
do.
Asbury. And it just like there was never really a fix, and like my landlord's a great guy, but like he would just drop off beach towels, and it was like, okay, well, water is pouring in the window,
And I have people coming in.
and we are holding electric appliances, blow dryers and curling
It's a
irons.
safety
It's
issue.
just like and it just was like, all right, I can't do this anymore.
So then you
like, it's
pivoted
just-
again.
Yeah, so the space came up in Belmar, and that's where we live.
That's awesome.
And it was
Belmar's
just kind of
amazing.
Like
Love
it
Belmar.
felt like that, like a little bit of that old Asbury energy. Like there was something happening. There was this like collective of business owners that just were like really excited and wanting something to move forward. And I was like, how cool would it be to just like ride my bike down the street to work?
Right.
Oh,
And so I like
And truly be in and of your community.
Yeah.
Like where you live.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And that was always kind of a thing. It was like I anticipated living in Asbury at some point, but then Mike and I didn't. And even though we were both business owners, like we didn't get a vote. Like we didn't have a say. Like we just
on Asbury, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to like have that in Belmar.
Yeah.
And so, it was a lot to kind of get out of Asbury and like
Relocate.
shut it all down and renovate the space, because I gutted another, which I love. It's like this was the 9th salon that I've like worked on.
Wow.
And and then opened it, and it's just like, it's been awesome. But again, I've had like people come and go and like wanting to be independent. I worked on a big wedding in the city. Well, before that. So I was like, I want to do a podcast. I want to maybe do online course creation. I want to
I love how your mind's always moving.
Do some kind of coaching.
Right.
Like,
You're like,
what do the next 20 years look like?
Yeah.
Because like I've had surgery on both my hands.
Right.
From
I have
working.
herniated disc in my neck. Like
From-
it's a lot.
Physical.
Like being a
my
hairdresser
best
is
friend
so
is
physical.
Yes.
I've
Some
heard
people
that.
think like, oh, you just like, you're brushing hair and like making people pretty. And like,
No,
it is
I
like
akin
physically
it to
taxing.
being a chef, like an executive chef, like that. You're on your feet nonstop.
Yes.
Very long hours. You're
Yeah.
in constant movement of some sort. You're also absorbing people's energy.
yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Oh my gosh.
Like
yeah.
those memes of like hairdressers sitting in their car at night, like in silence,
Yeah.
just staring straight ahead
Yeah.
is 100%
Yeah, I believe
like the
that.
real deal. Like we
Yes.
all do that.
Yeah, I believe that. for good or for worse. Like, yeah.
So like through the process of like all this stuff, like it just, I was like, all right, well, maybe I'm going to start a coaching business for like other business owners because like I am so lucky to have Mike and like have him as a sounding board and like we got to run the numbers and like all
Yeah.
that stuff. But there's a lot of people that don't have that partnership in their
No.
marriages and like,
when they have a dream, I
Yeah.
know, but nobody's there to be like, you can
guidance.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I have a girlfriend who's an esthetician and a sales rep and she's like incredible and she's a creative and she wants to do something
Like open a,
like
a
open
business.
something
Yeah.
and her husband is like
Against it.
not that he doesn't support her or believe that she could do it, but it's just it's
not in his
scary.
wheelhouse.
Yeah,
or,
and he's
yeah.
like, I
He's
don't get it.
worried.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a lot, and so like it makes her feel like she can't do it
I know.
because she's like, well, I don't feel like I shouldn't have to sell it so hard to him and so I was like,
Some
well,
people are risk adverse.
yeah, I was like, well, maybe
Yeah.
I could like help coach people that don't have a mic,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Correct.
And so I like was like, okay, I'm gonna launch this coaching thing, even though like I don't really want to be a coach necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a woman that is a client, and she's like a just absolutely brilliant, kind of like a business coach.
Yeah.
And so I ran it past her, and she was like, okay, well, I don't really understand what it is. And I was like, yeah, okay. So like I sent her like a short, summary, and then she fired off this like 3-page email,
Oh,
like
wow.
asking me all these questions.
Like made you dig deeper.
made me really dig
Yeah.
deep. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if this
But I
is,
love that she did that. She
yeah,
was
and
like,
she
wait.
challenges me.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's
so
awesome.
she's the
And
person.
we all need that too.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like kind of like what I was saying, but like she kind of is it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, let me just kind of sit on this for a minute. And then it was like, all right, back to work and like seeing clients
Yep.
and doing all the things and taking
your
care of my
day-to-day.
kids
Yes.
and my husband and my house and
Yeah.
the dogs and the cat and all things. And I went to work on this big wedding in the city a couple weekends ago, and the makeup artist was a different, wasn't Hot Mess, and she was kind of a hot mess. And she used to work for Billy Joel, and so we had this like great connection. Like, oh, I used to work for Bruce, and she used to work for Billy, and like all all the things. And so she said to me, "Did you get paid for this wedding yet?" And I was like this one?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah. And I was like, yes, 2 weeks ago. Like, we have all these.
The way my procedures work. Yeah.
I'm like, we have systems in place. Like, we have check-in dates, like all through
Contracts,
our process.
yeah.
Like, we have contracts. Like, everything is like,
Ironed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
there's
there's
no
no-
questions asked. It's
Yeah.
right.
like if we're not paid by the time we're showing up for the wedding.
I know.
There's some
Imagine.
kind of an arrangement made, or like
Yeah.
it's just like we used to collect money on site,
Yeah.
and that was
But you learned, right? You
And,
learned.
like over the
Yeah.
course of almost 20 years, like
Especially a bridal day, so much is happening. So for them not to worry about paying
Well,
someone,
like,
yeah.
we work at like Ashford, Bonnet, Mallard, which are
Yeah.
like estate properties,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so like the bride's room is up on the 3rd floor,
Yeah.
and like the bridal suite is on the main floor, and like then you have bridesmaids like scattered all
Oh,
around,
yeah.
and then you're like trying to like, Jen, I need $125
Yeah.
for your makeup,
Yeah.
or blah blah blah. I
Right.
need $200 for your hair, like whatever,
a lot.
and like you're just like and then like you're sitting there for like an hour just trying to
Trying to collect
and then
money.
like check off.
Right.
So like we just
Yeah.
stopped doing that, and so like payment is made 2 weeks
Yep.
before. Anyway, I was like, well, no. I'm like, we were paid like 2 weeks ago. And she was like, oh, okay. I was like, why, have you not been paid yet? And she was like, well, I gave her my Zelle link, but she said she was having trouble with her Zelle.
no.
And like, I know this family, so like, I
Yeah.
didn't have like any qualms about it. Like, I didn't think that was
They're
an
trying
issue.
to like pull the wool
Right.
over her.
This is
Yeah.
like a busy time. It's
Yeah.
crazy, which is why we do it 2 weeks
Exactly.
ahead of time,
That day
right?
is, there's a million other things happening that day.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's a very busy makeup artist in Manhattan. She works every weekend. She's charging like her day rate's like $4,000.
Oh,
So,
wow.
like,
So she's in demand. Yeah.
yeah.
Holy
But like,
guacamole.
so whatever. Okay, well, she's like, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm like, I'm sure it'll be fine. I talked to her on Monday because I was like, it was so great to work with you. Like, I just, I'd never met her before. Well, I'd met her once before. We'd worked on like the sister's wedding, but like I hadn't seen her in forever. And it was like, it was so nice to work with
Good
you.
to connect.
Yeah, like I just, and that's me. Like I'm a connector, right? And so I was like, how did everything go? She's like, I still haven't gotten paid yet. And I was like, oh my God. But there was some illness in the family. And so like, I think that sort of
delayed it
and whatever. And I was like, I really wouldn't worry about it. And she's like, yeah, I was like, why don't you just send her like a link from your like credit card payment thing? And she was like, oh, I don't take credit cards. And I was like,
you should learn.
Oh gosh. Okay. She's older than me.
Oh, yeah.
She's been doing this longer than I have, but she's a solo artist and she's independent.
And she hasn't slowed down for her systems yet. She just keeps going.
Right. And I was like, well, they're local to me. So if you want to like reach out and just say like, we're working on a wedding together, I would be happy to go pick up a check for you because she's out in Long Island. I was like,
that was nice of you to offer.
I'll mail it to you. And she's like, oh my God. She's like, that's so cool. Like, would you really do that? And I was like, of course. And like, they're very, they're close by. So she's like, well, I'll keep that in my back pocket. And if it doesn't come, if it doesn't happen, I was like, okay, great. So like she texted me the next day and she's like, I got payment and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's awesome. But it was like this light bulb moment for me where I was like, we've been doing this for so long and we have all these things in place and like, we know how to do it. Like there's probably like a million people that would love to have the support of like what we do at Hot Mess Bridal.
Totally.
But still create under their own name and their own brand. And so like, how can I support the independent artists?
Because artists
teams
are thinking about their work. They're not thinking
creative.
about
the analytical
behind the
Yeah.
And that's a big part of business.
Yeah,
that's not the fun part, but you have to do it.
But I love it.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm in a place where like I love the creative, but like I love the idea of being able to like run this agency that could potentially be global, which is what I'm hoping for.
That's
or
amazing.
At least national,
Like a franchise in a way, like.
And just run it from my condo in Miami.
Yeah.
When I get my condo in
Yeah,
Miami.
Exactly.
I see it. I see it right now. Yes.
Like, I think part of a challenge that Mike and I talk about all the time is like having a brick and mortar business is like you have to be there. You have to be present. And when you're not present, things go awry.
Yes.
And I am, I'm not the exception. Like it's happened to me too. Like I'm out on maternity leave and I have 2 girls that leave to open a salon across the street. And it like, broke my heart. And I had to go back to work before I wanted to.
Right.
And I didn't get to spend all the time that I wanted to with Dakota. But
I know that's like the business owner life, right?
But it is what it is, right? And I took my eye off the prize. And so how can I create something that I don't have to be there, like physically be there all the time? And it's not like I'm saying that's tomorrow. I'm not closing Hot Mess. And Hot Mess and Till Death will live together and like be...
Till death.
Till death do us part,
right.
But I really just like, I love the idea of like taking care of like the people that want to be creative.
Right.
Yes.
Like, want that
and they need that help.
and
They can really just focus on that aspect.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have an insurance agent, we have an attorney, myself, Vicky that does all the booking.
You're giving them the roadmap.
Yeah. So
like this
we
is the
have
roadmap.
everything in place. And
That's amazing.
And it's it's a small commission. So there's not a fee. Like you're not paying for it. Like it's just like if you make money, we make money.
Right.
Because that's like half the battle for somebody who does want to start their own business. It's like, okay, I know I'm really good at hair. I know I'm really good at makeup, but what about the others parts?
Well, that was me.
Right?
Like
that was me in that first salon.
Yes.
So
and payment structure, maybe
like
you'll help someone realize that they're not getting paid as much as they could be asking from people, like all of that.
And like you can charge the credit card fees. Like we have credit, our brides can pay with credit card, but they can also drop a check off at the salon or mail a check to us 2 weeks before.
As long as it's in,
Yeah.
And even like booking, right? I'm sure there's people who don't even know how to optimize their booking. If the client wants them, they're probably answering the phone or texting back.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to do that. We can set up a system.
Maybe you're missing a call or whatever.
It's like, let me set up a booking.
We have templates, we have contracts, we have everything in place.
I love that.
So it's really easy to just kind of like
almost like copy and
Hot
paste.
Mess off and put whatever brand it is in.
That's so cool.
And, be able to like correspond with the bride and like talk to them and like not have to like get DMs like in the middle of the night about like
the concierge.
Should I go with this hairpiece or like this hairpiece or do you think I should wear a veil? And it's like, we'll wrap that all up in an email and like, send it off to you. And so you can answer those questions and then, we can really just support you in your own business.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's the evolution.
The other thing I was thinking too is like, especially since your husband's an entrepreneur as well, and you guys are not scared of, real estate per se, but buying some buildings and turning and renting out spaces too.
Yeah.
You know how to do the build out. So.
Oh, true.
I actually have a really, really cute idea for salon suites, which, TBD.
Yeah.
I love that you're evolving. How cool, right? Like your mind is moving and evolving.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a very futuristic person, which I think is annoying sometimes to my husband. 'Cause he's like, why can't you just be here right now?
But you're
It's
thinking of the next step.
Yeah.
The next
I'm like,
play.
you be here right now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
two
I'm
steps
choosing.
down the
Yes,
road.
I'm thinking of the next play there.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
cool.
sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. But you know what? It's like, if it doesn't work out, you learn from
It's
it.
worth the
Yeah,
try.
it's worth
You
the
You
try.
don't know unless you go. Yeah.
I always say I'm a spaghetti thrower.
See what sticks?
Yeah, throwing spaghetti at the wall. See
yeah.
what sticks.
Yeah.
And if it sticks, great. And if it doesn't, you just clean up the mess.
And I think, always our common theme too is you're setting a fun example for your daughters
Yes.
and showing them to take risks and showing them that it's okay to come up with ideas and think about it and see if it works. And
It's always been a priority for me because no matter what I'm doing, they're always watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And you're teaching them to follow your heart. Your daughter, you said, is following her heart. She's traveling
She
alone
is.
because that's what she wants to do right now.
She's traveling alone because I can't go with her.
But she wants it. She wants it that bad where
Yeah.
she's like, I
Yeah.
want it. And you're like, then go for it. You want it, you do it.
Yeah, and it was a lot of back and forth about should I go by myself? I don't know if I should go by myself. And we really poured through the Instagram and the socials
Yes.
and the place and I'm
Making sure it's okay. Yes.
Yeah, and she was like, you know what? I feel really good about this.
Yeah.
And now she's at Lululemon buying new leggings.
I love that. Yeah.
You put a good head on her shoulders.
Yeah.
So,
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Both of them, you know, they're just they're my everything.
Of course.
They're your why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So cool.
Incredible.
And Cheetah.
Yes. She was like, I'm here too.
Yeah, first mom boss dog.
Yes.
The dog boss.
So what's Till Death?
Yeah.
So that's the agency that represents the artist.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. And
Yeah.
that's your
I
business.
like the name.
Yeah.
Yep, the Talent House.
And when did you create that? So that was born
2 weeks ago.
Oh, amazing.
Well, so it had been this evolution of this year of all these pieces
Being born, yes.
and not being able to figure out exactly what the thing was. And I thought it was going to be this coaching.
But you pivoted. Yeah.
I did. Well, it was oh my God, I've been putting all these pieces together and learning all these different skills to create something. And, maybe it's hot mess this or hot mess that. But with all the other pieces that the industry has given me, it was just the natural evolution. It just felt right. So
That's awesome.
yeah, so Till Death Talent House is the agency that represents the artists.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So are you accepting new artists if people do want to work with you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can find.
Yeah, I've actually gotten a bunch of inquiries, and then we're also going to do a Slack channel. So I have a wait list for the Slack channel right now because I don't want to have 3 people in it. So we're building that little list up, and it's going to be
Wait, can you expand on that? Because I don't know what a Slack channel is.
so Slack is it's a group chat, but on steroids.
Glad I know.
right?
I know about Slack because we
Okay.
had that at one point.
Yes.
didn't
Yeah.
we? Okay.
Where I guess you can comment or talk in different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it saves, and so then you can go back and search for things.
in different
that-
folders, right?
Yeah.
Like different.
Yeah. So it's a really great
Like a curated forum.
resource
Yes.
for all these bridal artists to be able to come and have conversations
And collaborate.
And then once a month I'll do a webinar, and so we'll do a hot topic where we're talking about pricing structure or
love it.
raising your
Yeah.
prices or anything like that that's going on in the industry that people want to talk about. So they'll be able to hop in and be on the webinar, and then other people from all over the country or the world that are in the bridal industry will be able to communicate through this
How cool.
forum.
So you can get connected with their ideas and
Yeah, exactly. And then if you're looking for I wonder if anybody ever, collected payments 2 weeks before, payment collection 2 weeks before,
Yep.
and then all the conversations that came up around that, or
That's
the
cool.
webinar that we maybe did 3 months ago.
then you
that
can
we
find
talked
it.
about it.
Yeah.
You can find it in the Slack channel.
That's cool.
So that's called the Bridal Suite.
Oh,
So that's happening,
Okay.
soon.
That's
It's on
awesome.
the horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hopefully a podcast.
Yeah.
And all the things.
I love that. Well, you know where to come if you want to do a podcast.
Yeah, sure do.
Yeah, for sure.
This is awesome.
I've had so much fun talking to you.
Yeah, seriously.
I can't wait to do it from Watermark.
Right, I was going to
We're
say, I was
doing
like,
that.
that sounds incredible. We could show people Asbury
Yeah.
Park
Yes.
what we're talking
And
about.
if you do, you have to let us know if you do any events, to share
Yeah.
about all of your fun endeavors. I just love that, you just go.
Yeah.
You're a go-getter. You know? That's awesome.
I see it.
Yeah.
I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. My goodies.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on
so
today.
much for having me. This was so much fun.
If people want to find you, are you on Instagram?
I am. So I'm Tara Hot Mess.
I love that. Tara Hot Mess.
Tara Hot Mess. I have Hot Mess Studio, Hot Mess Bridal,
That's awesome.
and now Till Death Talent House.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll
So you
be sure
got
to
to
link them
follow
all.
her.
Yeah.
She's up to some really cool things. I love that you make business fun and travel fun. I want to see you in Ibiza.
Yeah. Yep. We'll
So
be there.
cool. Yeah.
We'll definitely be there. You guys can come with us.
I would love
I'll let
to.
you
That's
know.
my dream.
Don't tempt me with a good time. Okay?
Mallorca, Ibiza, yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much for listening today. Make sure to like and subscribe for more great content.